What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Jordan Sather here on September 20th. As some of you may know, I will be going out of town tomorrow, potentially on an ayahuasca journey, and I won't be back home for about a week. So what I wanted to do is throw together some news stories for you guys one last time before I leave. You know, I will still be doing videos and probably doing some live feeds as well when I'm gone. So you won't have to go without me for a week, but you won't get my beautiful whiteboard for a week. So anyway, just want to do one of these before I go, and I got a few interesting things that I want to discuss with you guys. First and foremost, Hillary Clinton held basically a book signing event in DC just the other day for a coffee house and bookshop called Politics and Prose, where she was discussing everything in her book. And what I want to share with you guys is a YouTube video from the Politics and Prose YouTube page that they posted of an excerpt of her talk where she's discussing Pizzagate. And go check it out and watch it if you want to. It's 12 minutes of pure bullshit. And here she is completely blaming the Russians, claiming the Russians hacked and stole. She's like, oh, they stole. They didn't just hack. They stole John Podesta's emails. And then she also goes on to say that Pizzagate is a complete hoax and discusses that shooter that went into Pizzagate last December and, remember, shot the computer. So she's throwing out a bunch of bullshit around it. Remember, guys, that guy who went into Comet Ping Pong was likely a patsy or a paid agent. He didn't even shoot anything. He just went in there to bang. You know, perfect story for them to utilize for their mental control techniques to paint conspiracy theorists as being crazy or act like there was nothing going on. You know, he didn't even find the basement. Ah ha ha. There is no basement. Hillary Clinton jokes. Well, we have Comet Ping Pong owner James Alefantis on record saying that they store the tomatoes in the basement. So again, there's so much bullshit coming out from Hillary Clinton's mouth, John Podesta's mouth, Alefantis, and everybody around Pizzagate issue, remember. But, funny thing about this situation, so I came across this video yesterday, posted on my Facebook and my Twitter, you know, for those of you who follow me there, you saw it. What happened, though, is that when this video first went up, so yesterday per se, there were a lot of comments. There were probably 40, 50 comments on this video. And many of those comments were discussing this being a completely real issue, people dropping truth bombs, you know, and it was great. It was awesome. Now, I literally just checked this video. I brought it up right before I started filming here. 4 comments. So Politics and Prose, this bookstore that Hillary Clinton did her event for, they're obviously sanitizing information. They're obviously suppressing it, deleting comments. You can't delete the truth, just telling you. And also, bear in mind, Politics and Prose is literally 4 doors down from Comet Ping Pong. I Google mapped it, 194 feet away. So this bookshop's right next door to Comet, and here they are shilling for their corporate masters. So there's just some hilarious things I wanted to share with you guys. Hillary Clinton actually talking about it, and this Politics and Prose coffee shop bookstore, you know, sanitizing, trying to suppress information about Pizzagate, but it ain't gonna work. Cat ya. Anyway, next topic, Project Veritas. Remember, headed by James O'Keefe, the great, you could call mainstream media watchdog. They do a bunch of great oversight of all the BS in mainstream media. The James O'Keefe, the head of Project Veritas, said that they'll be releasing the results of one of their largest investigations that the organization has ever conducted, and he's quoted as saying that some people in the media are basically gonna lose their jobs. He said it's the continuation of their American Pravda series. In the coming weeks, we're gonna see one of the biggest investigations Veritas has ever done. And they said they tripled their journalists in the field, so who knows? Who knows what's going to come out? But again, the truth's coming, they can't suppress it no matter how many comments they try and delete, no matter how many trolls they try to hire to go on the internet, right? No matter how many bad reports they run on their corporate media outlets, it ain't gonna work. So keep your eyes out for stuff coming out from Veritas in the coming weeks. This is a big story that came directly from the CEO of a news agency called the One America News Network. I've mentioned this news network once upon a time in one of my previous updates. Funny enough, just in the last week or two, President Trump at a White House news briefing or press conference actually took a question from a reporter of this news agency, and after that question was over and he answered it, he actually commended this news agency, gave him props for, he said, great news agency. So there's a little bit of backstory about, who these guys are, what they do. This isn't a very well-known news agency. It's not, is it independent? I believe it's independent. But anyway, they do good stuff. They're very unbiased. I follow them on Facebook and YouTube. Good news agency. Anyway, their CEO tweeted this just yesterday. He said they're no longer offering a $200,000 reward for information into the Seth Rich murder. Instead, we will be hiring private investigators. That's really interesting because whose eyes did I just say watch that news agency? And connections, again, connections. So people know what's going on with Seth Rich. Big people, important people, people in high places of power know what's going on. So, or at least they're questioning what's going on. So keep that in mind. Speaking of Donald Trump, right? His UN speech yesterday, I listened to a little bit of it, and from what I heard was a bunch of pretty good stuff. It was very anti-globalist. It was very, I don't want to say anti-UN, but it called UN out for a lot of their shit. It was basically saying, the US is paying all of this money into the UN and we are not getting much help back. So Donald Trump definitely, I liked the way he went about this interview. An interesting quote that he said, I'm always listening for what's actually said, the words behind the words, the doublespeak in these speeches. And one interesting quote where he said, we need to defeat the enemies of humanity and unlock the potentials of life. He's always talking about unlocking the potentials. In his presidential inauguration address, he mentioned unlocking the mysteries of space. Now it's the mysteries of life and defeating the enemies of humanity. Who are the enemies of humanity? I will let you ponder that one. Last couple things here I want to share with you real quick. A Pacific Northwest resident documented metallic fibers falling from the sky, and I can attest to this one. Being in the Pacific Northwest, there has been a lot of chemtrails, a lot of geoengineering going on around here lately. And I just want to share with you this article that came out yesterday by the Waking Times where you can see some of the pictures of it. So nasty, nasty stuff. One of my upcoming videos I will be doing is on aluminum, vaccines, chemtrails, fluoride, and how to detoxify and avoid all of that. So stay tuned for that video coming out shortly, within the next few days. And then last thing here, again, right, my last news update 2 days ago, I included 2 basically mass UFO sightings, and I said these things are just going to keep coming and coming, and there's going to be a point where people just can't deny it anymore. Disclosure is being forced. Disclosure is being forced by people on this earth, sharing knowledge, increasing the consciousness, and demanding it. It's being forced by non-terrestrial civilizations because they want it as well, right? Just as much as we do, so they're showing their lights in the sky. We had another sighting of some anomalies, some lights in the sky over Hawaii just last night. So I'll include a screenshot of it here. You can see the lights. Of course, we don't know for sure if they're alien, if they're military flares, or again, if they're Black Project military craft, right? If it is indeed a anomalous craft, ours or theirs. Ours or theirs. Secret space program or extraterrestrial, non-terrestrial. So, crucial question to ask. Although, again, disclosure's coming. It's being forced by us, by them, basically in my opinion. And again, just another video that I've been working around in my brain, you know, lots of stuff coming, lots of tangents. I can go off on these. The extraterrestrials are waiting for us to get our shit together. That's why they haven't had open contact. That's why, I mean, think of it, right? Think of it, this situation. We have the Earth here. Humanity is a spiritual infant. We're very warlike. We're very violent. We're very ignorant and egoic. And we need to break out of that. It's like a child. And, you know, you can't coddle the child along all of its life. Eventually, that child needs to grow up and handle his own shit. And when you're parenting that child, your goal is to have them handle their own shit on their own. That's when you start getting really proud, and you know that that child's going to be able to make it. Same thing as our, you could call them star brothers and sisters, watching us on this planet here. They're waiting for us to be able to walk on our own and live on our own without killing each other and resorting to falling back into our ego constructs. So that's just a quick word I wanted to say on that. Anyway, just a few news things I wanted to share with you guys before I head out. I'm going to post this a little later tonight here. It's midday on the 20th. You guys will get this tonight. Over the next week, there'll be a couple more videos dropping. I'll definitely do some live feeds, may or may not check in while I'm on ayahuasca. We'll see, you know, if I even do it. That's another decision in and of itself. So anyway, I'm out for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of your support. Done.